and not to sign any marriage license in the city of New York without being registered. More things about New York City officiating. Even though there is no place when you're officiating in New York City to write your serial number, I strongly suggest you should write it somewhere on the bottom anyway. This way they can look it up in their computers and verify that you are registered, although they can look you up with your name, your first name and last name. I generally will write my serial number as well, and that's something that is public record. It's not necessary, but I think it's a nice thing to do, and sometimes they do ask for it. I've had cases in Brooklyn and Staten Island where they've asked for that. So basically, that's the laws of officiating in New York City. Now, what about the question of officiating without a marriage license in New York? It's technically, I'm not sure if it's a misdemeanor or a felony. I personally have a major problem with that whole idea, because it seems to violate the question of what's generally understood to be a separation of church and state. I don't like to use that term, but rather freedom of religion. How can the state prevent me, for example, as a rabbi, from reciting blessings over a couple's relationship? The same thing, a priest, a minister, an imam. If the couple, for some reason, doesn't want to have a marriage license, I'm not sure how it is. Now, that comes to a different subject. There's a very popular myth that people in the Orthodox Jewish community get married without a marriage license in order to get more welfare, that particularly the poor people in the community. The fact of the matter is, that doesn't work. In fact, you wind up getting more, you can't claim to be a single parent when it's clear that your husband lives with you, and you can't get away with that. And you don't get more being a single parent. You're going to get more food stamps and things because you have a larger family, which includes the husband and the wife. You can't separate the incomes and things like that. It just doesn't work that way because it's based in a household, not based on whether you're legally married. So it's a total lie, and it just doesn't even make sense that people in our community get married without the marriage license. Does it happen sometimes? Yes, but not for the purpose of welfare abuse or welfare fraud. A case I could think of someone getting married without a marriage license would be, for example, where the couple, the husband and wife of a first marriage, went through a religious divorce and have not finished the civil divorce yet. And the question is, can you have a religious wedding without a marriage license in a case like that? It's very controversial. Some rabbis I know refuse to do such things, and some who I know will do this. And each one, of course, has their own reasons for doing so. But that would be one of the few reasons I could think of to get married without a marriage license. In general, in the Hasidic community, as I know it, couples will get the marriage license either well before they get married or within the week after they get married. Especially in the more cloistered Hasidic communities, a bride and groom don't see each other after their engagement until the wedding. So they could go a few months without seeing each other. In that case, the bride can go by herself and the groom by himself to apply for the marriage license. Or, they will sometimes do is they'll get the marriage license a few days after the wedding, and then the rabbi who officiated will sign it in general. In the community of Kiryas Joel, it's very fascinating. Again, this is a community that, the haters will accuse of not getting marriage licenses. I saw B'einai Re'isi. I saw it with my own eyes. I was in the Rebbe's office, and there was a big stack of marriage licenses that the Rebbe signed, ready to be mailed to the Marriage License Bureau. An interesting thing about Kiryas Joel was that the town of Monroe clerk's office said they couldn't handle the sheer volume of requests for marriage licenses coming out of Kiryas Joel. In the town of Monroe, about half of the residents reside within the village of Kiryas Joel, and yet 75% of the marriage licenses were there, and so they deputized a clerk from the village to provide marriage licenses to remove the burden from the town of Monroe. And indeed, the marriages are recognized by the state of New York with the marriage license. It might be a day or two after the wedding, but they're not going for years without getting marriage licenses. Some people just forget, it happens, but in general in the Hasidic community, it is something that they do right away to get the marriage license done right away. And again, in my community where I live, in the town of Bethel, a lot of folks they come up in the summer and they'll get their marriage licenses, and again, the groom will go separately, the bride will go separately, and they'll come to our rabbi to get the marriage license signed, so they don't have to wait in line in the city. They'll just get it done in the summer. And I've witnessed those marriage licenses, and I've signed marriage licenses as well as the officiant for a few Hasidic couples myself. So that's so again, I would love to see a court case over this law, though, because it would seem, if by virtue of the law, that that you're not allowed to officiate at a marriage without a marriage license, like the case we said. The couple has not finished from their first marriage the civil divorce, but they had the religious divorce, and could each of them go and get married religiously and wait to get married civilly till after the civil divorce is finished. And it happens more often than not. And again, it's controversial. I would love, though, to see a court case about it, because I don't see any right for the state to prevent people from performing religious rites, as long as they are not presenting it as a marriage in the eyes of the state of New York. You can't say, by the laws of the city of New York and the state of New York, I declare you man and wife without a marriage license. That, of course, you can't do. But as far as, according to the laws of Moses in Israel, I would love to see a court case dealing with that question. It's the same thing also with taxes. It's better to have the marriage license. There's a lot of, you get more benefits having a marriage license than not. Next, the haters are going to say, well, they're scamming the government by getting the marriage licenses, But that's but that's what you're supposed to do. So those are among the laws of the state of New York and the city of New York to get married. Two very different things. And again, if you're going to perform a wedding within the 5 boroughs, you have to register. You can do the registration online, but you have to have certain paperwork mailed in. And like I said, it costs like $14 or $15, and it's worthwhile if you are eligible for such a thing. You never know if you won't be in the future. To copyright, get that done, and to be a wedding officiant in New York City. That's kind of the gold standard of officiation in America, really. If you can be registered to officiate at weddings in New York City, you're basically good anywhere, because they're kind of strict about who they will accept. And in a way, if you're good in New York City, you're practically good anywhere. And it's, like I said, it's kind of the gold standard of, who's a wedding officiant. So again, like I said, if you have the opportunity, certainly if you're a rabbi or even assistant rabbi of a congregation, a priest, a minister, imam of a church or mosque, a temple, whatever, member of the clergy that you are, it's worthwhile to do that. Perhaps even a school that has regular services, perhaps if the services are open to the public, because like in our circles, the Rosh Hashiva often officiates, the dean of a parochial school will officiate at weddings. Many of them are also congregational rabbis, some are and some are not. So it's worthwhile to get into that and to be registered. It's a great way just to make a few extra bucks here and there by signing marriage licenses, because lots of folks who want, whether it's within your own community or in other communities, friends, whatever, it's a nice thing to do. All right, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.